A lawsuit against a gunmaker has been blocked. In more court news, the emails between lawmakers and lobbyists may remain out of the public eye. A lot of BBB complaints in the western part of the state have to do with home improvement debacles, and zombies aren't the only thing in Zombieland. I'm Claudia Dimuro, and you're listening to Today in PA. In 2016, in a home in Westmoreland County, 14-year-old John Burnsworth III removed the magazine from a handgun and, thinking it was unloaded, pointed it at 13-year-old J.R. Gustafson, pulling the trigger and fatally shooting him, reports the Tribune-Review. 2 years later, J.R.'s parents sued gunmaker Springfield and Saloom department store over accusations of negligence and strict liability for the manufacture and sale of a defective handgun. The lawsuit argued that the gun should never have been able to fire with the magazine removed. Plus, there should have been better indicators to show it was still loaded. In turn, Springfield cited the 2005 Federal Protection of Lawful Commerce in Arms Act, which prohibits lawsuits against gun manufacturers, quote, for the harm solely caused by the criminal or unlawful misuse of firearms products or ammunition products by others when the products function as designed and intended. And as of last week, the state Supreme Court found that this law does, in fact, prohibit such a suit, thereby blocking the Gustafsons' lawsuit. Neither attorneys for the family nor Springfield returned messages from the Tribune-Review seeking comment. Emails and other forms of communication between state lawmakers and lobbyists, who put millions of dollars into influencing public policy each year, will stay out of the public eye, reports Spotlight PA. Spotlight PA actually brought forward the suit to make these emails and such public, with their attorneys arguing that a clause in the state's public records law would allow for this. A panel of Commonwealth Court judges thought otherwise, and last month ruled to keep these conversations private. Explained Commonwealth Court Judge Stacey Wallace in writing for the majority, quote, the state is required to provide access to legislative records, and communications do not fall within the definition of legislative records. Of all the complaints the Better Business Bureau gets from people in western Pennsylvania, 10% have to do with home improvement debacles, states CBS local Pittsburgh. Like contractors who never return to finish a job, leaving a home in ruin and with thousands of dollars. Or projects that go on for years. The BBB recommends checking for a contractor's complaint history with the Bureau before hiring them, and to request proof of insurance, just to make sure you don't end up in these situations either. Pennsylvania has quite the history with zombies, begins PennLive. Zombie King, George Romero, shot not one but 2 dead creature features in the state. And a study found that Pennsylvania is one of the best places to be in the event of a zombie apocalypse. So perhaps it's no surprise, then, that the state is home to a place called Zombieland, right by the Ohio border, where animated corpses supposedly roam. But zombies aren't the only thing that are said to be there. There's also the ghost of a witch that's said to possess people, a moving Virgin Mary statue, and even the Hook Man himself. And that's just the tip of the paranormal iceberg in Zombieland. If you want to read more about this, feel free to click on the corresponding podcast article link. And consider subscribing to the Paranormal PA newsletter, please. That's all, folks. For more news, visit PennLive.com. Also, please remember to rate this podcast and to maybe even email me at todayinpa@PennLive.com with any thoughts you may have. Thanks ahead of time, and of course, thanks for listening. I'm Claudia Dimuro, and we'll talk tomorrow for more Today in PA.